the revelation of Jesus Christ, which God gave him to show his servants, things which must shortly take place, and he sent and signified it by his angel to his servant John. Revelation 1:1. This calls for wisdom. Let the one who has understanding calculate the number of the beast, for it is the number of a man. Revelation 13:18.
Let's talk about the book of Revelation, some of the most confusing numbers you'll ever see. For centuries, people have been trying to use these numbers to predict the future, like it's some kind of secret code for doomsday clock. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? What if the point isn't to solve a math problem, but to understand a message?
The big mindset shift we need to make is to stop asking, what do these numbers count? And start asking, what do these numbers mean? Because this isn't about arithmetic. It's a coded message, this beautiful symbolic language. And it wasn't written to scare us with a calendar of future events. It was written to give a powerful truth to people who are going through a really, really tough time.
And this is where it gets so cool, because it means we have to think a little differently. When we see a number, our 21st century brain immediately screams quantity. But to crack this code, you've got to see them more like ancient emojis. Each one is a tiny symbol, but it's packed with layers of meaning and emotion and theology. And once you learn to read that language, all the chaos starts to make a whole lot of sense. So before we can tackle the big, flashy numbers that everyone talks about, yeah, like 666, we need to learn the basic vocabulary. Think of these as the building blocks. Once you get these, everything else just clicks into place. Okay, here's our cheat sheet, our decoder ring. It all starts with 1. That's God. Unity, the source of everything. Pretty straightforward. Then you've got 2, which is all about a confirmed testimony. Makes sense, right? You always needed 2 witnesses in court to make something official. 4 is the number for creation. Think the 4 corners of the earth, the 4 seasons. 6. Now this one's important. It's the number for humanity. We were created on the 6th day, so it's good, but it's not quite finished, which brings us to 7. That's the big one. Divine perfection, wholeness, completion. It's everywhere in this book. And finally, 12. That's the people of God. You've got the 12 tribes of Israel, the 12 apostles. It's the symbol for the complete community.
All right, you got the vocabulary. Let's put it to the test. Let's take on the most infamous, most misunderstood number of all time. So to get 666, you first have to get the number 6. In this symbolic world, if 7 is the gold standard for divine perfection, then 6 is like the constant runner-up. It's humanity, always reaching for that perfection of 7, but always falling just a little short. It's so close, but it's never quite there. So here's the key. What happens when you take that number of human imperfection, 6, and you triple it? You get 666. This isn't about a barcode or a computer chip. It's a symbol. It's a giant flashing sign for the ultimate emphatic failure of any human system that puffs itself up and tries to be God. It's a counterfeit 777. It's a system that shouts, I'm perfect, I'm perfect, I'm perfect, but its very number gives away the truth. It's fail, fail, fail. Now let's completely flip the coin. We've seen the symbol for ultimate failure. Let's look at its polar opposite, a powerful symbol of ultimate security. Let's unpack 144,000. But first, a quick reminder. Everybody put your calculators away. We have to switch our brains out of literal math mode. We're not counting heads here. We're painting a theological picture. So let's build this picture together, piece by piece. You start with 12, the number for God's people. Then you multiply it by 12 again. You're symbolically squaring it just to show its ultimate fullness and completeness. And then you multiply that by 1,000. A number that just means a vast, complete age. So what you get? 144,000. It is not a limited number of people who get saved. It's a beautiful picture of the entirety of God's people, from all of history, completely and totally sealed and secure. It's a number that just radiates safety. And this symbolic math shows up in another, even more elegant way. Let's look at all those mysterious time periods that keep popping up throughout the book. You'll be reading along, and you'll see these 3 different phrases: 42 months, 1,260 days, and this really cryptic one, a time, times, and half a time. Now, they all look totally different on the surface, but if you do the math, they all add up to the exact same thing: 3.5 years. So, what's the big deal with 3.5? Well, think back. What was our number for divine perfection and completion? 7. So what is 3.5?
It's a broken 7. It's this powerful symbol for a period of trial and suffering that, by its very definition, is temporary. It has an expiration date. The struggle is real, absolutely, but the symbol itself is screaming, this will not last forever. And this is where the code becomes absolutely breathtaking. If they're all the same length of time, why say it in 2 different ways? Well, it all comes down to the units of measurement. When the beast, that symbol of worldly, arrogant power, is on the rampage, its time is measured in 42 months. Months are governed by the moon, unstable, shifting, temporary. But when God is protecting his people during that exact same period, the time is measured in 1260 days. Days are governed by the sun, constant, sovereign, a source of light and life. It's this brilliant, subtle question woven into the text. Who do you really think is in charge here? Unless you think this is just a cool theory, this sun and moon symbolism is spelled out right in the visions themselves. The community of God's people is described as a woman clothed with the sun, showing her divine protection, and get this, with the moon under her feet, symbolically crushing those temporary, unstable, worldly systems of power. That is not an accident. That is a powerful statement about where true power actually lies. So when you step back and you put all these pieces together, the symbols, the numbers, the code, the real message of Revelation starts to come into focus. And, it's probably not what most of us were taught to expect. You see, this book was never meant to be a scary timetable for predicting the end of the world. It was written as a message of profound hope, to give strength and endurance to people facing real-life persecution. The code is basically saying, hey, suffering is real, but like that broken 7, it is limited. It has an end date. That arrogant human rebellion, the whole system of 666, it will ultimately fail. And you, the people of God, the symbolic 144,000, you are completely and totally secure. And that right there is the heart of it all. The numbers, the visions, the beasts, all of it. This entire incredible symbolic language was never, ever meant to frighten you. It was designed from the ground up to strengthen you. It's a way to see the chaos of earth from the perspective of heaven. When we stop treating this book like a math formula to be solved, and we start seeing it as this rich, beautiful tapestry of symbolic art, the whole message just transforms.